Sometimes life feels heavier than it should. You notice it in the quiet moments when the world seems to keep moving, and yet you feel stuck, as though gravity itself is pressing down on your shoulders. It's an invisible weight, one that no one else can see, and that can make you feel like you're carrying it alone. You might even convince yourself that your struggles are too small to matter, that everyone else has it easier, that you're just imagining things. But those small, quiet burdens, they accumulate. Every day they layer upon one another until the weight feels almost unbearable. And that's when life starts to feel relentless. You've probably grown skilled at hiding it, at putting on a smile that doesn't quite reach your eyes, at moving through the motions, even when every part of you wants to pause. Your mind doesn't stop. It churns endlessly, trying to make sense of everything that's happening. And yet, it seems like no matter how much effort you put in, the finish line keeps shifting farther away. That exhaustion, the mental and emotional pull of holding it all together, is not weakness. It's a sign of your resilience, of your capacity to endure more than most could bear. But even the strongest among us have limits. And here's what I want you to know. You don't have to carry it all alone. It might feel like everyone else has it figured out, like you're the only one struggling to keep your balance. That's not true. No one has it all together. Not really. We all have days when we're unsure, when the weight seems too much, when the steps forward feel impossibly heavy. And yet, in that uncertainty, in that imperfect, messy existence, there is a kind of quiet courage. Allow yourself to rest. It doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't need permission, and it doesn't require a perfect plan. Rest can be as simple as taking a slow, deep breath. It can be closing your eyes for a few moments and letting your mind settle. It can be sitting with your feelings without trying to fix them, without pushing them away. Those small, gentle acts of care are where healing quietly begins. And healing doesn't demand a timeline. It doesn't arrive all at once. It unfolds in increments, in subtle shifts that, over time, transform the way you carry yourself through the world. It's easy to think that you need clarity, that you need the storm to pass before you can move forward. But life rarely offers clarity before action. Forward movement, even in uncertainty, is what creates it. It doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to know every step in advance. You simply need to take the next step, no matter how small. Sometimes, the smallest gestures, reaching out to a friend, setting a boundary, giving yourself a moment of quiet, become the turning points that guide you toward lighter, steadier days. And remember, you are not alone in this. There are people who care, who notice, who are willing to share the load if you allow them. Let them in. It doesn't diminish your strength to accept support. It affirms your humanity. Strength is not always measured in endurance. It is also measured in the courage to be vulnerable, to ask for help, and to trust that you don't have to face life's heaviness entirely on your own. You might feel impatient for relief, yearning for the moment when life feels easier, when everything finally clicks into place. But real progress rarely announces itself with fanfare. It whispers in small moments, in the pause where you allow yourself to breathe, in the seconds when you notice beauty or joy in something ordinary, in the tiny decisions where you honor your own needs. These are the moments that, over time, accumulate into a sense of resilience, clarity, and peace. And peace doesn't require perfection. It isn't something you earn by enduring more or by appearing unshakable. Peace grows in the quiet spaces between action and reflection, between surrender and effort. It grows when you learn to navigate life's challenges with gentleness toward yourself, when you accept that some things are beyond your control, and when you allow yourself to be held by love, even the simplest, most ordinary forms of it. You've survived days that felt impossible. You've endured seasons that seemed endless. You've faced challenges that would have toppled others. And in every moment, even when it felt like you were barely moving forward, you were building strength, endurance, and wisdom. That is not insignificant. That is not invisible. That is proof of your capacity to rise again, even when life seems unrelenting. So give yourself permission to take a break, to breathe, to feel without judgment, to sit with your emotions without rushing them. And when you're ready, to take the next step forward, small, unassuming, intentional. Step by step, day by day, you create the life you are moving toward. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to follow a script. It only has to be yours. Your story is still unfolding. The chapters ahead are not written yet, and that's a gift. Every choice you make, every moment you choose care over exhaustion, every time you allow yourself to rest and heal, you are writing it with purpose. There is no need to rush, no need to demand progress at the pace the world expects. Healing, peace, and joy are not deadlines. They are companions, walking alongside you, often arriving quietly, almost imperceptibly, until one day you realize they've been there all along. And in that realization, you will understand. Life does not need to be fixed before you can find moments of calm. Joy does not require perfection. Healing does not demand that you have it all together. What it does require is presence, patience, and gentle persistence. The courage to take one more breath. The courage to take one more step. The courage to show up for yourself, even when the world feels heavy. You are allowed to move slowly. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to feel deeply and to carry those feelings with compassion rather than judgment. You are allowed to reach out, to seek connection, to be held, and to offer yourself the same kindness you so freely give to others. The weight you feel is real, and it is significant, but it does not define you. It is not permanent, and it can be eased bit by bit with awareness, support, and care. So take that breath. Notice the small things that bring you even the slightest comfort. Sit with the quiet, with the stillness, and when you feel ready, move forward, even imperfectly. Because every step, no matter how tentative, no matter how slow, is a declaration that you are still here, still striving, still alive. And that is more than enough. You are not alone. You are seen. You are worthy. And slowly, gently, in your own time, the heaviness will ease. You will find moments of peace. You will find moments of joy. You will find that life, while often difficult, is also filled with quiet, steady beauty, and that you are fully capable of experiencing it, carrying it, and embracing it with a heart that is resilient, brave, and deeply human.